Hey guys, it's Rock. Just coming at you. Just want to throw some things at you like I always do. I'm sitting here late at night and reading some inbox messages, going through some, dialogue with you guys. And I want to kind of like ask this question in general for everyone in a sense, not just the people that I've been going back and forth with. And as I've said to people, I will never shout you out personally as far as your name and stuff like that. But I did say some of the stuff we need to talk about as a group. Um, the question is, how bad do you really want this? Like like I want you to take a second to really think about that. How bad do you really want this? Yes, you laid on the table. Yes, you got the band. Yes, you got, rerouted. Yes, you got the sleeve. But how bad do you want this? Can you sit here and really say that you're going to sacrifice all the bad things? Can you really say that, I'm done? And here's where the argument comes in at, and I'm really talking about the people within that window of a year, maybe 2 years of finding themselves, because that's what's important. And I keep drilling that because can you go without having a piece of chocolate, piece of donut, piece of cake? Can you do that? Can you truly sacrifice and not have that? Train your brain to kick that habit, if you will, and move on to something else. Move on to healthier treats. Move on to a healthier you. You know, that's it's over and over that I hear it. And last one that I put about eating normal and wanting to do this and that. It's not worth it, guys. It really isn't. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. Packing on, and playing that, let me gain 5 pounds, let me drop 5 pounds, let me gain 5 pounds. Then it turns into, you gain the 5, you only lose 2, but then you gain 5 more. That's where it starts in getting back into play with that regain. All right. Why play those games with yourself? Don't put yourself through it. Some of you aren't doing the things that would allow you to play that game. And what I mean by that is you're not in the gym. You're simply losing, by stopping eating or whatever the case, your tool is working. So you're losing weight. But then you gain, and as I said, you play that game to eventually where it goes the opposite way, where you're gaining more than you're losing, and you continue to gain and gain and gain. And that's where the slippery slope comes into play. That's where needing to know what triggers you, knows what you should be eating, what you shouldn't be eating. Don't let your demon take over is what I like to say. My demon all the time sits on the shoulder over here and tells me, you can eat that, eat it, just eat it. And then the guy on that side, the good dude, says, don't be an idiot. Don't be stupid, Rock. Don't do it. And I honestly have these internal conversations with myself. It's an internal battle, between should I or shouldn't I? And I know some of you guys are having it as well. But you are in control the entire time. This whole thing is mental, but you're in control. You need to be the one that sits there and says, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Or I'm not buying the stuff in the grocery store and bringing it home, because what's going to happen? When that happens, when you bring in the bad, you're going to eat the bad. You can lie to yourself like I've done in the past. I've lied to myself prior to surgery and said, I'm not getting this from me. I'm going to get this for myself. You're lying to yourself, because next thing you know, you're sitting in the living room, or you're sitting in that dark, room downstairs somewhere, hand to mouth, hand to mouth. Don't lie to yourself. Don't bring it in the house to put that temptation on you. These are some of the things that you need to do. And I get it. I got kids, my husband, my wife, my this. I'll be honest with you, with what I do in the house is I shop for me. I shop for myself. I cook for myself. It's a thing that I've sacrificed in doing. Yes, my wife does cook every now and then some meals that that, are rock kitchen friendly, if you will. But the majority of it every single day is me going out, and I'll go to ShopRite, you know, today, tomorrow, the next day, like it's my refrigerator, and bring back food. Again, that's the norm for me. You have to find your norm. And I get it on the wife's side. You have a family to provide for and cook for, whatnot. I'm not in your house. I can't speak about, this, that, and the other. I hear people say I have picky kids, I have picky this. Well, back in the day, before I blew up, I either ate what was on the table or I went to bed with no food. So, I mean, nowadays they probably call Child Protective Services on you or whatnot, but you get the point. The kids need to eat what you cook. And I've said it before, play with it. Have them cook with you. Have them join the kitchen, and, not the kitchen, but get in the kitchen with you and make the food, because at the end of the day, their little brains are saying, I made this, I'm going to enjoy it. Meanwhile, they don't make it, they don't help you, and they just see what you're doing, and it's ill and it's yuck. Have them play with you in the kitchen. That's one thing that has worked for me. My daughter loves just about every single thing that I've cooked, and it's just infectious that way, where she's asking me, when are we having crack slaw, Daddy? When are we going to have that tuna again? That was good. When are we having the shrimp, Dad? So get in there and do that, And last thing, again, I don't like to make these things too long. Getting back to the active part, 42 years old. I'm 42, and I honestly feel that I'm somewhere in my 20s, maybe early 30s, but I really feel good enough that I'm going to go hiking, something that I never ever did. And after surgery, I started doing a little bit here and there, and I actually started enjoying it. One of the things that's here in New York where I live is a mountain called Bear Mountain. Now this thing is huge. I don't know the exact as far as the length of it. If I had to guess, I'd probably say anywhere between 4, 5, maybe 6 miles, maybe. But it's steep. It's really a steep mountain. And what I'm challenging myself to do is, that's going to be my Mount Everest, if you will. I am going to park my truck at the bottom of the mountain, and I'm going to climb up. I'm going to call my wife when I get to the top, because she's going to need to come pick me up, probably the first time around. But get yourself out there. Get active. Move. I said this to a buddy, because I told him about the Bear Mountain thing, and he goes, "Why would you want to do that?" Because I finally can. I can move and not feel out of breath, like I'm dying. My heart isn't beating 1,000 times in a second. I'm able to do things post surgery that I haven't been able to do since I was in my teens and 20s. So that's why I'm doing it, because I can. And I encourage you guys to really go out there and try to find something that you want to do and do it. And once you accomplish that goal, that goes up on that non-surgical victory. That goes on as, I did it. I accomplished it. I was able to do it. You. That's what, I'm trying to get here, is that you are able-bodied, and you're getting healthier. Get out there and grind. All right? So I'm not going to keep it. This is almost 10 minutes. My bad. But, again, I go back to what I first said. Are you really, really willing to sacrifice this? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to maintain? How bad do you want to drop the weight? That's what's important here. All right? The other things, they all come into play with the 4 keys. Remember the 4 keys. It's the diet itself. It's the fitness. That's huge. The fitness. The educating yourself, and mental preparedness. They kind of intertwine with one another, but the education piece is really getting out there, reading more books on your health, updating yourself, not taking Rocky's word for something, not taking the other, sites, word for it. It's really knowing for yourself that that's the answer. and then being an asset to other sites that may not be giving you the full scope. All right. So I'm going to leave you with talk. This week's challenge, we're going to hit that lasagna pizza hard. I can't wait to make it again. I've been fiending for it since I made it. So we'll talk to you, two fingers. Weight loss starts where, guys? In the kitchen. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your week.